All right, people. Things are getting really nasty in the young TikTok atmosphere, the YNs and the OF industry. So we have a influencer by the name of Gucci Third Leg. I mean, I thought rap names was bad, but this gets worse as the YNs start to take over this new industry. And a young girl by the name of Danae Davis. Now, what's been circulating is that there's a young man that is just kind of infecting an entire industry of amateur models. Now, when you think about this, it's like, could this be promo? It doesn't only get any worse. But we have this young lady by the name of Danae Davis, and she's going around saying this man by the name of Gucci Third Leg, who has said admittedly that he slept with 3,000 women, burned her, but she is looking for sympathy. But as you hear the story I'm about to tell you, it really makes you wonder if this girl is just a little bit slow or women are just dramatically desperate, and no matter what they know, they're still gonna put themselves in a bad situation and then cry about it later. So this is Danae. She comes out and is crying to the internet and apparently wants to save all the young OF girls from the YNs out there who are just deviants, spreading all type of semen around the industry, but spreading poisonous semen. Now, pause, but that's really what's happening.
I'm just gonna say, yes, he gave it to me. It's devastating to have to come on here and share that whenever I was 19 years old, Gucci Third Leg burned me with HSV2. And he told me that he was going to send me his test results. And he never did. And it saddens me to hear that he's done this to so many girls. And there's girls with so many similar stories to me. And they're so young as well. He is preying on the young. He is preying on the new. And I'm so sorry for not saying this 7 months ago. I was scared. And I was making so much money. I can't keep beating around the bush because you guys think I'm lying. And he can't ruin anybody else's life. I didn't know.
All right. Now, I know y'all might feel bad, but what I'm going to show you is going to leave you to wonder if you could really feel bad. All right. Now, 19 years old, stepping into the corn industry with this dude right here is a little bit insane.
All right, so last year my body count was like 3,100, but I was really, I didn't feel too bad about it because my ex-chick down in the body had like 2,000 or whatever, but so it was like when I was dealing with my chick, she couldn't really be like, oh, your body count's too much, because her body count like 2,000. My body count like 3,000, so it's like, damn, like I ain't feel too bad about it, honestly.
Now, to anybody who understands sexual health and how these things spread, if it's known that about 1 in 4 people already have these diseases, when you openly come out and say, I done slept with 3,000 women, anybody who is logical and can think for themselves is going to say, hey, yo, hold up. That makes you vulnerable to a lot of different diseases. Now, and then you have to count in the factor of the people out of the 3,000, all the people that those people probably slept with, and then on top of that, the people they slept with, and then the people that those people slept with, and the list keeps going on, and then the woman that he was with got so ran through, she's in the thousands. Now, I could barely count to 1,000 in one sitting. How many people were you just counting off one by one by one by one by one to get up to that number? Now, don't get me wrong. Kudos to him. That's the industry you're in. Now, I'm just going to speak about it from a sense why this whole story doesn't really make sense. Now, he tries to clear his name by going up there with Adam Ross and DJ Akademiks, but it only gets worse because he tries to flip the story on the girl.
Constantly filming. We filmed 4 scenes. On the last scene, of course, when she's orally, you know what I'm saying, like she's giving me oral, but like it's very aggressive. Sometimes her teeth might start scratching me, you know what I'm saying, like stuff like that. We filmed 4 scenes. And you trying to tell me the first time, you know what I'm saying, we ever did anything, you saw a bump and didn't say nothing?
I understand what you're trying to reference here. And again, so what do you believe is obviously she's still a victim. She showed that she has it. So what do you believe is what happened to her? What do you think? You think it was somebody else who gave it to her? Can you explain what do you think that happened to her?
I'm going to be very 100% honest. And as a man, we all know, even as content creators, yes, we, you know what I'm saying, we might have, you know what I'm saying, like had some sexual relations done with work, but it's like after work, what happens? We meet other regular people, we, you know, saying have other regular sex, which is uncommon for, which is undocumented. This girl has been on many countless of shows, been with many countless of men. I can't even name them. But it's like, I'm sorry, but it's like you're backtracking into one dude that you didn't even show no test results.
Now, I know it sounds like it's making sense, but it only gets worse. It's a whole pot of foolery and ignorance. Now, keep in mind, the girl is crying, but I want to give you a little context, because he is the same girl that went up there and did this within 4 days of knowing him.
He also was speaking to me in a romantic manner, and he was making romantic gestures. So
did you get his name tatted? I seen a video. Like,
it's covered now. But
wait,
it was.
Were you guys that much involved that you got his name tatted? Tatted though? Because how old are you? How old are you?
She's 19.
I was 19 at the time. I'm 20 now. I turned 20 in March. Like, I found out that I had a music.
If you tatted his name, you like this guy, right?
Yeah, we were like at
that
first
was or something.
A very sweet guy. I got his name tatted 4 days into knowing him, and
when you get someone's name tatted 4 days into knowing them, I don't want to call you a little slow. I can't justify it because you're 19 or 20. If you could throw it back on the camera for the whole world to see at 19, you're not really that slow. You might have a little bit of trauma and a little bit of daddy issues, but you certainly ain't slow because you knew what you was doing for the money. Now, when you see what I told you before about how he even said himself, she saw it on there and still did it. There was a viral video going around, and what Akademiks had asked in this question was a little bit paused, so we're not going to get in there. He asked about how good the sex was, but that's neither here or there. But now that you see what type of woman you're dealing with, it leaves you to wonder, maybe she's lying. So he goes up there and tries to clear his name that he already said she's just a hoe, or she just a whatever the word they got to use to not get cut off. He already said that she's just a you-know-what, a little screech, and he tried to justify it by basically saying, how you going to blame me when you really for the streets? But this is what happens when he tries to clear his name, and it's not really looking good because this is what we've been waiting for, but at the end is where it really gets kind of messy, and I think he ends up telling on himself by accident.
Okay, yep, I could see it. So it says here, yep, scroll down a little bit. I see it, yep, collected. And it says non-reactive and negative.
So you see, if it says negative, of course, that means you do not have it.
What are you positive for? What is that?
Can you read that?
It says you're positive for HSV1.
Yes.
So what is that? Can you explain what that means?
So positive for HSV1 means you do not have herpes. It means you have had probably like a cold sore, more so stuff like that. And this is very.
Now I know, okay, you see the test, man. He can't be lying. It says negative for HSV2. That test was from 2023, people. So what this man did, this is why the amateur porn industry needs regulation, because you have the YNs and the YBs or the YHs who come in the game with no regulation. Their brain isn't in the right place. They just want some money on, so they'll do what they gotta do. They'll get skeeted on without proper tests. They'll do whatever needs to be done, right? So you have these thousands of little girls who don't realize this test is from 2023. You know what the problem with that is? In this industry, you're supposed to get tested every few days because you're shooting so much, you have to get frequent tests. So what is the problem when you bring up a test from 2023 and there's already 3 months left of 2024, we're almost in 2025? It leaves room for suspicion, okay? Now, even though he is still giving old tests, he still gives up more excuses. Now, I'm going to blame it on her too, because she said she saw it and didn't even care, pretty much.
Your penis looked like this the first night, but now you're noticing some difference. That's what you're saying, right?
That's not exactly what I said, no. Okay, that's not how it went. I literally, whenever I was laying there, I noticed, because over time, I noticed that he was like messing with himself, right? I noticed that he would like put his hand down there. Now I know he was itching it.
So he was itching it. You saw him itch it. You saw him start to itch it.
I saw him put his hand down there and fix himself, and now I know that that's a discreet way to scratch your herpes sore. So I asked him, I was like, hey, what is that on your dick? I didn't say, oh, it changed over time. No, I just said, what is that on your dick? He said, oh, I cut myself while shaving. said, "Oh, that's."
Your penis looked like.
And we get it. Now we're here. We realize she tatted his name on her 4 days into knowing him. Okay? He comes in with a test from 2023 when it's almost 2025. And you work in that industry sleeping with thousands of women. There was another woman who came out and said, well, we used the condom, so I can't really vouch if something happened to me or he really has it or not because nothing happened to me. Now, we're here. She sees it there, and he says, oh, I cut myself with a razor, and she still goes down there on camera to the point where people saw something about this big, and everybody was like, that's not no goddamn razor bump. But if you don't believe me, I will let him tell you himself that he cut himself with a razor. Now, as men, I've never cut myself with a razor so bad I got a bump this big. It just never happened. On the shaft area. Pause.
You said there was an open cut. Number one, and you know, I do think this is awakening for everything that's happening in the OnlyFans community. It's just not as regulated as like the porn industry, which is primarily based in LA.
Wait, chat that.
Brother, do you think it was safe for you to have sex with somebody with the open cut on your penis, bro?
Thing about it is, knowing the situation she was in, I literally told her. She literally said she needed 4 videos. Like she literally said, "I like my."
Wait, what do you think you told her? So you told her, "Yo, my penis."
I literally look. I literally said I have a cut on my. I mean, I have a cut on my penis.
Oh my god!
Now, hold on. I'm gonna be honest though. I'm just trying to get some details right. You know what I mean? Because shout out to my boy Aiden, but Aiden trying to get a platform to talk. We just gotta get to the truth. She said you told her that you cut yourself shaving, but hair don't grow on your dick. That shit was crazy.
Hair, I ain't gonna lie. Yo, it grows on my dick. I'll show y'all right now.
I feel the same way that akademiks feels right now. Because this may happen to people, but I'm a man myself, and I've never experienced the shaft area being so bad that you get a cut that. Now, I'll let y'all go explore that rabbit hole yourself. We not finna explore that rabbit hole. What we gonna explore is the foolishness that is happening in the industry. Now, if providing an old test wasn't enough, okay, they tried to give him an opportunity to rejuvenate his wrongs and say, come back with an updated test tomorrow. There was already scandal because he was talking about going to a private physician and getting the test done and not going to one where we could all get the information. Now, that already raised some red flags. Now, if that wasn't enough, he just completely ghosts providing those updated results.
The Gucci third leg, he's not answering us. He doesn't want to get on stream tonight.
Are you going to buy his NFT?
No, I'm not. I can't get a response from Gucci third leg as of right now. We're trying. Tav is spamming him. I'm actually going to see if he has another update. Last time I checked was 2 hours ago. So we're trying to get an update from him. So that might be cooked.
Respectfully, I don't think people give a fuck about Gucci third leg like that.
No, it's very viral right now. People want to know the follow-up on this story.
Like 5 people on TikTok, and they're going to forget in a week.
Nah, it actually has like millions of views on X. People want to know what the fuck his results are. Tav is just...
Chat, spam ones if you don't give a fuck about Gucci third leg.
Sneeko just needs his viral moment, but that's neither here nor there. We can see what's going on. When someone challenges you to bring an updated result the next day to clear your name, and you don't show up to clear your name after you did all of that, it raises a lot of questions. Now, because this is criminal worthy, you can get a lot of charges for doing things like this. When you know you have something and you either don't go get tested or you don't tell people and you keep having intercourse with more people, no, that is criminal offense worthy. And you work in this industry, you're documenting all this, and you know there's rules of how this is supposed to be done. That's what majority of these people in this industry, they go get tested very, very, very frequently because it's important. Now, my whole takeaway of this, it just shows how slow people can really be in this world and how fast a lot of these women will literally jump ship to sell their body on the internet to make a little bit of money to have lifelong sustainable damage. Now, not only is your body all over the internet for the rest of eternity, now you have a disease you can't get rid of, and you expose yourself to the whole world, and you're only 20 years old. You did all of this in a matter of 1 year. Now you'll never be able to get back from this when you decide to finally become an adult and do other things with yourself, because This industry isn't regulated. It's amateur porn, and it's easy to get into. So now anybody with a cell phone can sell videos to a bunch of the creeps out there who are going to spend $15 a month on a membership to see a 19-year-old have intercourse on the internet. To me, you're just completely fried. It's wrong what the young boy did because he went up there and lied so hard and then tried to say he's promoting an NFT condom brand and he's planning on leaving the industry now. You can't burn everybody and then just leave the industry. What the hell is wrong with this kid? But as I always say, you let me know your thoughts about this. I just come here to get the news and I report it back to you once I get it so I can explain the foolery. It is your boy Dre. Once again, I'm gone.